What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Jedi Knights Watch. My name is Graham, and today we're going to be talking about some LED lightsaber blades that I got from Fulcrum Customs on eBay. Fantastic seller, 100% feedback. I've bought some stuff from him before. I've gotten some K2SO and C3PO light up functions, but here he's selling some LED lightsaber blades, and they just plug right into your stock Hot Toys hilts, and they just plug in USB. You can see some pictures here just to kind of show what they look like. As you guys know, I'm a big CCFL guy. That's what I have, a few of those in the collection right now, but there are some risks with those, right? They can get hot, they can melt figures, they can start fires. So I'm looking if there's an alternative that looks almost as good, if not as good, that I can maybe switch to. So I got these from him, and we're going to just unbox it together. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to do a little bit of a comparison and see if this is worth it. As you saw, the price was $100 there, and plus shipping, but we're going to see, because CCFLs are about 136-ish shipped, but there's some pros and cons to those, so we're going to see what the pros and cons to these are. So far, presentation is very nice. I like the packaging. Tells you what saber you have on the top there, and when you open it up, you can see it's secured nicely in some bubble wrap, and it's going to be the blade with a little connector there at the end, and then in this other container you get the USB connection, as well as some directions that I urge you guys to all read over so you don't damage anything. I do like those containers though, those plastic containers. I'm probably going to use those for some like accessories or some stuff. Could come in handy down the road, but very thin wire, which is always good. And something that I like is it's a straight USB connection. The CCFLs, they have like this inverter box, and it's just a lot more cords and wires, so it'd be nice to simplify it down to just this skinny little wire here. We get the blade out, and you can see it's got a nice baby blue color, and then you can see the really small connector there too. We keep it minimal, and I like that a lot. Important thing to know too is, what do these look like when they're not lit up? So I don't know about you, but I don't always have my blades lit up, but I want them to look good even when they're not lit up. So if we got some good colors, that would definitely help the display, and I think these look pretty solid so far. It doesn't taper off like the Hot Toys blades do. It's just that even size all the way through. But will it have an even light all the way through? That's what we're going to look at. But first, let's compare it to the Hot Toys blade, which is completely desaturated and just looks awful. So we're not even going to spend too much time there, but it just plugs in really nice. You just got to find where it like plugs in the best and make sure it's secure. You know, most of our figures have the sabers kind of holding them, pointing down, so we don't want it to fall out or be too loose or anything like that. But once we get it all plugged in, it looks pretty good. This is like in normal lighting and everything, and I do feel like video does not capture this 100%, so take that for what it's worth. We're going to turn the lights down here just a little bit so we can get a better look at how this looks, and there is a nice glow coming off of it, so that's obviously good to see, because that's what sabers do. They have a nice glow. When we turn the lights all the way off, you can see at the base there is more of a brighter light, and you can see a little bit of a line where it's kind of seeping through there when it connects to the hilt, and that's fine. This is also going to be painted, so you can see a little bit of unevenness in the lighting, but I think when you're like a couple feet away in the display, you're really not going to notice that at all. I just hope that I can get that across on video, you know, as best as I can. So there you can see the light kind of shining through there. The cord is very minimalistic, so that's going to be easy to hide. I'm not really too concerned about that. And then we get the red blade out here, and I do feel like this has a little bit more of a nice light to it, but you can still see some areas where there's like a line, and you can see kind of the actual strip of light in there itself. You know, the paint job looks good, but it's still not going to be as well lit or even lit, I think, as a CCFL, but you know, that's okay, because there's going to be some other payoffs as well. But I think, again, overall, you're going to be able to get this to look pretty sweet in the display. So there we have Anakin's LED blade right here, and you can see some of the glow coming off of it, so that's good to see. You can definitely see it off Hoth Leia. And on the right side, we do have the CCFLs, which we'll compare there in a minute. But again, you can see where it connects here, maybe just a little bit of light seeping through, and the cable is very easy to hide. But you can see at the blade, there is some unevenness with the lighting, which, you know, maybe a deal breaker for you, may not. That's, again, something that you're just going to have to, I guess, decide for yourself. But we turn the CCFLs on, they look really good too. Something that they have though that a lot of people don't like is those dead tips, what we call them, you know, because it is like more of a bulb. And, you know, that can be problematic for some collectors. We don't have that for the LED blade. And that LED blade looks even a little thicker than these do. But as we turn the lights way down, you can see that the CCFLs have the option to flicker like a lightsaber may. You don't have that option with the LED, so it's just a constant light. You cannot change the brightness of it either. It's just a plug and play type of thing. But when we take a step back and we look at them all together, you really can't tell. I mean, other than the dead tips from the CCFLs, I don't think you can really tell which is which. Like, I think it stands up pretty well to the CCFLs, and we're not going to have as many drawbacks maybe as the CCFLs might. Here we have the red, and we're just comparing it to color-wise with the CCFLs. And again, you can see the nice even lit that the CCFLs have, but you can also see the dead tip there. This is coming across a little bit orange, but it really does look red in person, so don't let that fool you or deter you. And then as we turn those lights off, just to kind of see, you know, it doesn't have as much glow as the CCFLs do, and that is a bummer. But again, I don't think that's a deal breaker. I would like it to have more of a glow, but you can still see some there. But those CCFLs, man, they glow like hell. I mean, they're just amazing. So you can see it bouncing off of Anakin, the red there. And you can see a little bit on him and Ahsoka as well, but it's just not as much, which I do wish we could have maybe a little bit more of that brighter light to it. But I think overall it looks good. It looks convincing, and it looks a hell of a lot better than the Hot Toys stock version. So I'm pretty happy with this. And let's just go over, I guess, some of the pros and cons when we're talking about these sabers. Some of the pros would be that it's really easy to install, and it's reversible. If for some reason you want to take it out, it just plugs right in, so there's no damage to the hilt. And it's a straight USB connection. Simple connection and probably less wires than CCFL, so that's always something to consider. It's bright. I think it's bright enough. You can see it here on the screen. It looks really good, and it doesn't get hot. That is a big deal for a lot of collectors. We spend a lot of money on these figures. We want them to last. Some of the cons would be they are a little expensive, I think, for what you get. I'd like to see this more around like the $75, maybe $80 range, but I don't think it's a bad price. And it's not completely an even light source, but again, not a deal breaker. I'd like to see a little bit more glow coming off of it. And there are no brightness controls, which again, I don't really mess with those at all, so it's not a big deal. But if you are somebody that does, it may be a deal breaker for you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you're going to try this out. Thank you to Fulcrum Customs for sending this to me, and yeah, I'm probably going to get some more. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and God bless.